Questa pre-fall è molto importante perché mi dà l'opportunità di parlare di un paese che amo molto e con cui collaboro da lungo tempo, che è l'India. Ci sono molte donne che hanno ispirato questa collezione, in particolare Karishma, che è una donna con cui ho un rapporto da più di 30 anni e che è una carissima amica. Oh, this is beautiful. All the macrame that we did together.
We work very closely together every season, and for a long, long time, it has been a dream to celebrate India in India.
And I remember was my first show in Dior, and the first person that I called was Karishma. We did together this magnificent work. When I see him today, I really appreciate again.
When Maria Grazia and I travel through villages of India together, each village has their own identity, and that story is told through craft. And it's something that we deeply enjoy exploring together.
We started this Chanakya somewhere around 1982. Initially, when I started it off, I was very fascinated by the craft and the art and the beautiful work which these artisans were doing. We thought that the best way to preserve its heritage is to share it and to synergize this with the fashion world.
Questa collaborazione si è sviluppata in questi 6 anni della mia direzione creativa anche in un bellissimo progetto che condivido con Karishma e Nehal di questa scuola di ricamo per donne. Hi, nice to meet you. Hello. What are you doing at the first classroom?
We are learning basics embroideries.
At the end of 6 months, they would have learned all these basic stitches.
And they decide alone what color, the combination that they like.
It's really
she made immediately with 2 colors.
Yes.
Look, very nice, the
yes.
combination.
Once you've understood the stitch, you're free to express yourself and choose your motif, choose your colors.
And I learned Ari walkaway.
Wow.
I'm 21 years old. I'm learning for the first time, so I'm going with the flow.
This is the internship area.
Hi.
My name is Reena. I'm learning bead weaving.
I'm doing crochet.
This is really difficult.
And she has to be really specific with the measurements.
Yeah.
Everyone has got different specializations. Few loves to knit, few loves to
knit.
They keep exploring, ma'am.
It's incredible. Thank you.
We see very good response to the school, you know. It's a totally free education to them, and they all are very enthusiastic now, very encouraged. This skill in the past has been running through generations, father to son, that is how it is working. Now we are trying to provide an alternative. Maria Grazia bringing this show here, it's a big encouragement for them because they are able to relate now to what they are doing. They can see a future in it now.
Good morning, everybody. Wow, the beautiful work that we did for the show.
This is the bullion grid with the micro pearls and the crystals.
Magnificent, and the taste of the color. Wow, it's beautiful. Oh, I'm super excited on it.
Bullion work is something that was used first in the royal families. So here, Fakir Bhai cut the metal bullion into little cubes, each piece being the perfect shape that would fit the size of the square grid. We went with a silk organza and then we embellished it with materials that are small but reminiscent of the Indian emerald or the Indian ruby. It is extremely minute and extremely detailed. It's so wonderful to be able to play a part, to be able to celebrate this culture with the world, to tell the story of craft excellence and to tell a story of the innate wisdom of our artisanal communities. We love how this phrase puts it all together. It really is about the collective energies.
We found this sentence from our archive, and it's really important to speak about how much to work together, give different energy to us. And the elephant, I love the elephant. It's really pop. And this is a mix.
Yes.
This is our idea to rework on different technique.
ये एम्ब्रॉयडरी हमने सबने मिलके की है. इसमें अलग अलग टेक्निक यूज़ की है. पैच वर्क है, पेंटिंग है.
Applique as a technique is something that started with the nomadic tribes in India. You'll see a lot of freedom of expression because they would use leftover fabrics while they were traveling to recreate something beautiful.
Magnificent.
Here we have placed a thin metal thread and then couched it with the orange color thread.
The 3D effect is very light but strong at the same time.
It started with an archive that has coarse couching techniques. What is special about the couching technique is that it's very malleable and it's able to take on very precise forms.
I'm obsessed with this.
This is all done with a single thread. It's called ektar in India.
It's completely unusual to see this kind of a mix of material. I think it's really beautiful.
To make it more joyful and fun, we infused mirrors into it. So we did a new jali that used light gold and light silver together. This technique is done with a microscopic hook needle and different types of metal threads to bring out the jal work even more. It makes it a very, very poetic, fragile craft. A fun mirror jacket with all the metallic.
Wow, it's incredible, eh?
They've used a mix of multicolored lurex. It's a modern twist, I think, to the traditional Gujarat Kutch embroidery that has been given over here.
The mirror has been used within Indian craft for centuries. It started with the idea of the mirror being like an evil eye, so it would reflect and ward off evil and also be able to reflect the good energies that the maker is sharing with viewers.
I started the collection and I asked to Karishma give me the color of India.
Yes, very Bollywood inspired.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. I love this color too. It completely reflects the light in a different way.
Here in this piece, they've used variations of the hook needle to apply different materials. So there is micro beads, micro sequencing, and also some amount of thread work. The thread is at the bottom and the material is on the top, and it gets effortlessly appliqued with the hook needle. The colors are as much of an Indian color palette as you can get. The Rani pink, the Jamuni or the purple, the yellow gold. We wanted to celebrate this joyous union, right, and spark joy.
L'India ha un'importantissima tradizione non soltanto sui ricami ma anche sui tessuti. Grishma Ribou è la prima, venendo in Francia, a introdurre uno studio su tutti i tessuti dell'India qui a Parigi.
Nous sommes actuellement dans la galerie Jean et Krishna Ribou, dédiée aux arts décoratifs et en particulier au textile indien.
I love also this with all the check and the color too.
Krishna Ribou a souhaité acquérir ces textiles afin de conserver la trace de savoir-faire ancestraux qui étaient sur le point de disparaître.
Yes, this one is amazing. And
Yeah, it's
it's
amazing.
tree of life.
And the peacock, this lucky animal for Indian culture.
Elle cherchait vraiment à montrer ce point commun entre les traditions textiles, ou en tout cas à documenter et à permettre de comprendre ces traditions textiles.
Incredible, like a cotton, silk, but also cashmere. Everything is so light and beautiful.
Le coton, c'est un matériau exceptionnel qui présentait des propriétés que les textiles européens médiévaux n'avaient pas, une légèreté, une souplesse, etc. Et la capacité aussi de bien prendre la teinture.
Beautiful.
Ces productions, que ce soit la soie chinoise, les cotonnades indiennes et tous les autres textiles, étaient des productions de grand luxe. Elles se sont exportées très tôt.
La collezione infatti si articola con una grandissima parte colorata. In particolar modo per questa sfilata ho voluto fare una collaborazione utilizzando i loro magnifici sari.
In 1981, I was writing on exceptional craftspeople because there was a disappearance of a certain level of work. It was very fascinating to meet such people who were pursuing something of excellence. It was really like a learning about India through textiles. The sari is visible historically in temples, in Ajanta and Ellora, Tavernier, when he travels to India in 1700 or something, it describes what the women were wearing. How far back can we go in terms of what is in the museums? It's very functional. It can be worn tight like a pair of pantaloons. The sari and the wearing style belonged to a region, and the design directory also belonged to a region. And there's a variation in which the way the end piece can be folded or worn flat.
In realtà l'abbigliamento indiano ha veramente ispirato storicamente generazioni di designer, perché comunque parliamo di un rettangolo che drappeggiato sul corpo permettono di creare una propria silhouette. Quindi è un abito che in qualche modo ognuno può indossare in un modo molto personale. Dal mio punto di vista, anche per il mio background italiano e con riferimento romano e greco, è un abbigliamento che è molto vicino. Si possono vedere nell'archivio Dior moltissimi vestiti che fanno riferimento a questo modo di drappeggiare e di creare la piega sugli abiti.
हेलो साई।
यस मैम।
हाउ आर यू?
आई एम फाइन मैम।
सो ये देखिए, ये ऐसा एक प्रिंट बनाना है।
हाँ,
कर सकते हैं।
हमारा तो इन हाउस ही है मैम। जो भी चाहिए, जो भी है आपकी डिजाइन भी डेवलप हो जाएगी, प्रिंट जो करना है प्रिंट भी हो जाएगा।
The color and the design is an inspiration from one of Karishma's grandmother's old sari. The dyed fabric is stretched onto a cushioned frame.
मैम ये लकड़ी का टेबल रहता है, इसके ऊपर पहले हम लोग जो है ना जूट बैग, गनी बैग जो आती है ना, तो उसका मटेरियल यूज़ करते हैं। हम प्रिंटिंग स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं। सबसे पहले हम पिन अप कर रहे हैं फैब्रिक को। जैसे पिन अप हो जाएगा प्रिंटिंग स्टार्ट हो जाएगी।
They very meticulously place the block dipped into a ink and then stamping onto the fabric to create the print. So this kind of special block printing comes from Rajasthan. It is an impression of a lotus flower. It is a sign of prosperity. It's a sign of good luck.
We worked on many forms of hand looming through the sari, and one that is actually very dear to me. It is an old sari within the family, something that my grandmother wore to her haldi ceremony. And we went on to make it in the south of India. It begins with acquiring the perfect raw material, the silk threads that are completely pure, and after the selection, we went on to dye them organically. It was a very specific green between jade and the parrot green, both colors that are celebrated in India widely. We've partnered with Gopal, who is a historic weaver.
Hello, Gopal.
Hi.
How are you?
Hi. Okay.
There is one gold color and one silver. Okay, so we'll make a design for this.
In the color, இது எப்படி செய்வீங்க? இது process என்னது?
இது process வந்து அட்டை வேணும்.
Okay.
பஞ்சிங் அட்டை.
நீங்க பண்ணுவீங்களா அந்த கார்டு?
பண்ணுவோம். வெளியில கொடுத்து பண்ணுவோம். வெளியில ஆள் இருக்காங்க. நீங்க சொன்னோம்னா அந்த டிசைன் கொடுத்தோம்னா நம்மளுக்கு காண்டி தருவாங்க.
The design making, it's special because it has both pure gold and pure silver threads. And that is something that you can do only with the hand loom. It's actually a very, very specific mathematical process.
பிக்கு கிளாஸ் இருக்கும். பிக்கு கிளாஸில் பார்த்து புள்ளி வச்சு கம்ப்யூட்டரில் போய் வைப்போம். டிசைன் பண்ணி உருவம் போட்டு பஞ்ச் கார்டு கொண்டு போவோம். பஞ்ச் கார்டு கொண்டு போய் நம்பரை போட்டு அட்டாக் பஞ்சிங் வெளியே வரும். வெளியே வந்த பின்னாடி மேலே லேசிங் பண்ணுறோம். இந்த மாதிரி லேசிங் பண்ணுறோம். லேசிங் பண்ணி கொண்டு போய் தறிக்காரர்கிட்ட
இது கோராங்கிறதுனால பட்டுங்கிறதுனால இது கோராங்கிறதுனால இது தண்ணியில் போட்டால் மட்டும்தான் நெய்ய முடியும். சாதாரணமாக நெய்ய முடியாது. சாதாரண நெஞ்சோம்னா இலை இருக்கும், ஃபினிஷிங் நல்லா இருக்காது, சாஃப்ட் ஃபினிஷிங் வராது. நேச்சர் இதுதான் ஒரிஜினல் நேச்சுரல் பட்டு.
So we have to discuss the colors, the dyeing for that.
Color.
I think the color has to be bright, no? It has to be little bit bright, fresh colors, more bright. So I think we should take this.
இதுவும் ப்ராசஸ் பண்ணுவோம். என்ன பண்ணுவீங்க? இதுதான் பசை போடுவோம், தண்டு சுற்றுவோம்.
So this will go in the warp and weft, no design punch card required.
இது பஞ்ச் கார்டு தேவையில்ல. இது மதராட் செக்குடுன்னு சொல்லுவோம். இது எப்படின்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா 200 இலை 200 பிரித்து 3 மல்டி கலராக உங்களுக்கு நான் தயார் பண்ணியிருக்கேன். 200 இலை கோல்டு, 200 இலை ராணி, 700 இலை ஃப்ரீ. இதுக்கு மேலே இது ஃபினிஷிங் 6.5 மீட்டர் உற்பத்தி செஞ்சு இதுக்கு மேலே ஃபினிஷிங் பண்ணுறதுக்கு, அதாவது கோந்து பசையில் இது வாஷ் பண்ணணும். இது நம்ம ரிலேட்டிவ் சதாசிவங்கிறவர்கிட்ட இதை கொடுப்போம். அவர் கோந்து பசையால் செஞ்சு ஊர்லேயே பெஸ்ட்டாக அவர் தான் ஃபினிஷிங் பண்ணி கொடுப்பாரு.
பசங்க போட்டுக்கலாங்க, எப்போ வேணும்னு நீங்கள் ரெடி பண்ணிடலாம்.
இது எப்படி மாமா ப்ராசஸ் பண்ணுறீங்க, என்ன பண்ணுறீங்க?
கோந்து, தண்ணி, கஞ்சி, இந்த மூணையும் மிக்ஸ் பண்ணி இது போட தடவி பண்ணது துணி வச்சு ஃபுல்லாக தொடச்சி எடுத்துட்டு, துணி வச்சு தொடச்சி எடுத்துட்டு அதுக்கப்புறம் வெளியில் ஸ்ப்ரெட் பண்ணி காய வைக்கிறோம். காய வச்சு ஒரு நாள் கழிச்சு திருப்பி எடுத்து மடித்து சீலை ஃபினிஷிங் பண்ணி எடுத்து விடுவோம்.
ஓகே,
ஃபைனல் ப்ராசஸிங் இதுதான்.
ஓகே.
L'histoire de la maison Christian Dior et de l'Inde a démarré très très tôt, puisque dès l'année 47, Monsieur Dior a créé un modèle qui s'appelle Chandernagore. Donc voilà, c'est cette robe qui était une robe à danser. Quelque chose aussi là de beaucoup plus évident, ça c'est le modèle Bénarès, qui est de la collection du printemps-été 53. Monsieur Dior a toujours aimé voyager. On verra qu'il s'inspire tout le temps de noms de pays, de broderies ou de coloris. Alors ça, c'est un superbe robe grand mogol. La broderie en all-over est absolument magnifique. Et on voit là toutes les sous-taches et tous les éléments, quelque chose de très très riche. Monsieur Bohan s'est également beaucoup inspiré de l'Inde. Vous avez par exemple Soirée à Bombay, Raja. Et là, voici un exemple d'une robe longue sari en mousseline bleu marine, brodée feuille d'or. Monsieur Bohan, il a même présenté sa 3e collection à Bombay, puis ensuite à New Delhi. Il y a eu 80 modèles, c'était quand même assez incroyable puisque c'était dès avril 62. À la suite de Monsieur Bohan, Monsieur Ferré, lui, a consacré sa dernière collection à l'Inde. Voici un extrait du communiqué de presse de Passion indienne. chatoiement des feux de Bengale, de rouge braise, pourpre ou amarante, camailleux de rose, ton fauve, cuivré, l'or et l'ambre qui magnifient le geste complètent cet arc-en-ciel où seuls les tons chauds sont admis.
Le immagini trovate in archivio del periodo di Barpoan, che già negli anni 60 organizzò 2 sfilate in India, sia a Bombay che a Delhi, è stato per me una riprova anche di come la Maison Dior sia stata immediatamente worldwide.
Sir, hot. ये जो है ना एटा के है लाल इधर ऑरेंज हो रहा है ना इसमें बेज डाल दे बेज डाला
Maria Grazia Curie a rencontré Karishma il y a 30 ans et elles ont imaginé Chanakya School, avec qui on a réalisé beaucoup d'œuvres d'art. Toutes ces tapisseries qu'on fait depuis quelques saisons sont réalisées ici, notamment le Toran qui accueille les invités.
A toran is a simple piece of cloth that is outside every door of every village in India, but intricately hand embroidered, decorated in different ways to welcome people into their home. And we thought it would be so fitting to have a toran to commemorate this very special moment and share craft communities to welcome everyone into India.
जैसे कि ये डिजाइन है ये भी डाल सकते हो आप कितना अच्छा लगेगा ना ऐसे सब और कलर्स रहेगा
हाँ इसमें ये वाला बीड्स भी डालेंगे तो अच्छा
हाँ बीड्स भी डालोगे जैसे ये हाथी बना रहे थे तो हाथी के ऊपर ऐसा करके कितना अच्छा लगेगा वो जैसे ऐसा लग रहा है इस पे कि सेलिब्रेट हो रहा है जैसे एक त्योहार कोई फेस्टिवल जो 3 औरतें हैं जैसे लग रहा है जैसे खुशियाँ मना रही हैं जैसे इनके दिल में बहुत सारी खुशियाँ हैं वो सेलिब्रेट कर रही हूँ और ये बलून के साथ वो खेल रही हूँ अपनी खुशियाँ जाहिर कर रही हूँ जैसे और ये पैच वर्क जो दिया है ये भी तो ये इसकी वजह से तो ये तो और अट्रैक्टिव लग रहा है और ये खास करके इसके जो ये कलर्स हैं जो शेड दे रहे हैं कलर्स ये बहुत खूबसूरत लग रहा है
बहुत सारा टेक्निक है इसमें तो सर्टेन टीच है जैसे अभी जो सिलाई कर रहा हूँ इसको काउचिंग बोलते हैं और इधर एक है इसको बॉल टाँगा कहते हैं इसको टेंच टाँगा कहते हैं जैसे ये शीशा में है ये शीशा इसमें वो अरी में किया जाता है मतलब अच्छा दिखने के लिए हाँ
The lines are very folk-like and organic, right? Because the origin of the toran is from the villages of India. There are torans in the south that have masks, right? That ward of evil. There are torans in the north that the women communities come together and they create what they call bags or gardens. There are torans in Gujarat where they use auspicious elements, like the kalash, which is a pot that brings luck. So we've tried to incorporate elements from all over the country, elements that are auspicious and celebratory.
ये हम लोग उड़न बना रहा हूँ घर में खूबसूरती के लिए इसलिए मैं जो तुरन में कलर मिरर है ना ग्रीन लाल पीला ये देवी का एक ये रहता है तो बाहर से जो बुरा नज़र आता है ना तो उसको फेंक देता है इसकी वजह से ये सब कलर लगाता है वो हर घर पे तो बाहर का जो बुरा नज़र आता है इसको फेंक देता है
कलकत्ता में हर घर में तोरण लगाया जाता है क्योंकि उधर का खास करके जो आम का पत्ता रहता है आम का पत्ती और गांदा फूल और वो जो देवी लक्ष्मी है उनको आम का पत्ता पसंद है तो हम लोग जो धन के देवी लक्ष्मी है उनको खुश करने के लिए खास करके आम का पत्ता लगाते हैं आम का पत्ता में जो एक अच्छा खुशबू रहता है उसमें सबके मन में थोड़ा खुशी आता है और खूबसूरती भी बढ़ता है माहौल का और सबके मन में थोड़ा जो फेस्टिवल रहता है उसका मज़ा और दुगना हो जाता है
मुझे लग रहा है ये जो है ना एक एक बड़ा बड़ा मेटल सीक्वेंस डालते हैं अच्छा दिखेगा थोड़ा सा शाइनिंग आएगा ना हर पॉइंट पे ओके ये ग्रीन को फोल्ड करके
The toram is made up of 1008 patches that come together.
अब ये देखो ये कहीं फिट कर सकते हैं
The idea was that even from far, there is a global story, a story that stands for welcoming people with a lot of joy and share how we create such beautiful things together organically.
Aujourd'hui, le Toran qui accueille les invités fait 10 mètres de haut par 4 mètres de large. Donc c'est toute une réflexion qui se fait le long du décor qu'on va proposer. Comme tous les shows qu'on fait à l'étranger, on travaille avec des agences locales Donc aujourd'hui, il y a pratiquement 2000 personnes qui ont participé à ce show et au montage de ce défilé et au décor. Ces 2000 personnes, il faut savoir qu'elles ne travaillent pas tout ici. Entre-temps, les bancs qui vont être amenés demain ont été réalisés aussi en Inde. Donc c'est des bancs en bois avec des coussins en textile, imprimés en Inde évidemment. Ces défilés, c'est respecter les traditions dans le pays qui nous accueille. Donc il y a des parterres de fleurs qui s'appellent le rangoli. On s'est adressé à des artisans qui composent sur des tableaux. Donc il y a une partie de fleurs naturelles et une partie qui est créée à partir d'écorces d'arbres séchés afin de réaliser ce motif qu'on a dessiné ensemble. On a gardé l'éléphant qui était très important, les fleurs, et de là est arrivé ce décor qui va être mis de chaque côté du toral sur 32 mètres de long.
The flowers that are going to come from the show are going to be recycled and they're going to be converted in the natural dyes.
Our process is being able to convert plants into beautiful color on textiles. So we use flowers which have been offered to temples.
Yeah. A lot of flowers was going as a waste because of the Hindu tradition of throwing the flowers in water. And that was creating a lot of pollution and environmental hazard.
What we firmly believe is that those flowers that we use carry energy. And I think what's happening here, it's a celebration of beauty, you know. So when things come from that space, then they are going to carry that kind of
good energy, yeah. And that impacts onto the fabric.
We need to do a run through. The musician's happy to do a run through? To try?
We're here for it.
Yeah, okay.
I'm honestly really excited about this collaboration with Oliver, who's a great cellist, and his compositions are amazing.
Here's the top of the show.
I started performing when I was 9 years old. My father, I remember, he really told me, you're going to be taking up a very difficult profession once you decide to do this, because this has never been done by girls. I had to keep on doing a lot of reinventing. In India, we have this system of the vocal being most important and the percussion being as if least important. My thought has been that percussion should get that status, that additional voice, and which is why I do a lot of rhythmic explorations. I started finding rhythm and music in everything around me and discovering that joy. Say you're in India, you have a traffic jam. All that can be interpreted rhythm-wise. The auto rickshaw, the people who are crossing the road, people are dancing around. People are trying to navigate their way in the traffic in the middle of all this. Traffic jam. My idea has been to make music as a universal language of communication. And I present my concerts in different villages around India to create sensitivity about gender issues and to provide that let's grow together, provide girls education and give them choice to make their own paths.
We're backstage in Mumbai. My name is Shikin Gomez. I'm half Indian, so this really reminds me of what I would see people wear, you know, on a daily basis, and it's very comfortable, very colorful. Applique? No. Yay! They cut out different materials and they sew it on. Like they make the shape on top of this.
I like that collaboration between the brand and the Indian because this is the pattern normally people wear here, and the chappals is very Indian.
I love my outfit. I have this clothes.
This place I'm from, we wear silk clothes, silk gowns, silk blouses, silk veils.
Oh, it's all silk?
It's all silk.
Beautiful.
So we don't wear like a full sari, we wear half sari. So we wear a gown, and we take a veil, we just place one end here, and we just wrap it around and just put it here.
Wow. Where do you come from?
I come from a city called Hassan. It's in the southern part of India.
La mia idea è stata quella di dare un'interpretazione estremamente personale a questo modo di drappeggiare e di creare la piega sugli abiti. Cioè la silhouette è sempre allungata, ma allo stesso tempo è molto più sport in qualche modo, anche perché ho amato mischiare l'elemento femminile della camicia semplice con questa gonna un po' portafoglio che dà la facilità nell'indossare.
I think for both of us, the first point of celebration was color. When you think about India, I think there's immediately a joy that comes through because of the colors that the country has just all over. And it's also symbolic of specific traditions. So we've chosen colors that are vivid, bright, but at the same time have a depth. Like there's Rani Pink, which celebrates every woman. The blue that celebrates the indigo root. There is a yellow which celebrates the turmeric.
L'idea era quella di promuovere una collaborazione tra la Francia e l'India.